Cole, I'm glad.
Just about. Sid, if you don't mind me...
Doris sent me to find you. She hasn't heard anything since the attack.
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach. The hideaway should have learned of our survival yesterday.
Well, I'm here now. And it looks like you freed the...
Only some. The rest locked themselves in the slaver's carriage rather than fleeing when they had the chance. I want to help them, Sid. But we're barely in any state to protect those...
You made the right decision.
The goblins may still be...
You have duties to attend to here.
All right. Just follow the... And please, hurry. If the beastman gets the...
I won't let that happen.
Thank you.
Don't thank me just yet.
Get me back on my feet.
They're trying to get into the carriage. Farewell. This one. Who are you? A friend. Are there any more survivors? Why didn't you flee with the others? If the goblins had made it through that door, you wouldn't have stood a chance.
Why should we run? One miserable death's no worse than another.
Perhaps. But we're here to give you another choice. Freedom, safety. The life you've been denied.
Sid, I couldn't just let you... You weren't too late then. Thank the gods.
This man risked his life to save yours. To give you a...
Fine.
What we'll do with you is take you to safety.
You can leave the rest to us, Sid.
Thank you. I'll let Doris...
The little ones have been up to their old tricks again.
Sid, welcome back. If I'd just waited a little longer, I might have been able to deal with things myself. Or maybe I wouldn't. I keep making the wrong decisions.
Cole and the others got home safely. You made exactly the right decision.
No, I was lucky. I've been tracking that slaver for months. What kind of leader sends people into danger? I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be wary.
We swore the same.
It's good to see you safe and well.
With all due respect, we Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you come. No one with doubts ever joins our ranks. The agony of removing the brand more than sees to that.
We all know how much bravery that takes.
Cole, I never doubted your courage. Only my ability. Thank you for your faith. I sometimes wonder if I might prefer to risk death alongside the others than ask it of. But I'm a Cursebreaker. I swore an oath too.
You will.
I didn't mean to doubt my comrades, but I couldn't leave them out there either. I need to trust them more, I see that. But that doesn't mean I need to care about them any less.
I'm feeling a lot better.
I hope you didn't have too much trouble finding...
Only the usual.
Oh, yes. This is it. And more than I was
You'll do fine. Taya trusts you. Which means I trust you.
Thank you for the kind... I'm sorry. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's a death sentence. Milk of the wyvern tail lurking just one ill-conceived incision. A single slip. And the poison, and even success means tremendous pain. Days of agony as the wound healed. I became a physicker to help people.
Cursebreakers lead hard lives. And the operation, they toil in the shadows, risking life and limb. And yet we never won for volunteers.
Conviction?
They're willing to fight. To give their lives to create a world where people like us... I know your work isn't easy. But neither is going under the knife.
You sound like it's natural for a patient to feel like they're suffering in so... Thank you for helping.
I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Come to claim your just desserts? You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Here, what's everyone whispering about? Haven't you heard?
Jill looked white as a sheet.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him? Like, in the foot?
My father brought... They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and...
What do you reckon, Torgal?
It certainly adds, Clive. I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare... In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frost wolf who served as guardian to an ancient. His name...
Fenrir the Frost.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but a girl from the Northern Territories, one, awakens as the...
You're saying that Jill granted...
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, just when his master...
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal...
Quite. His latent birthright, it had only to be...
Oh, get you, Torgal!
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
And regarding your original concern, you knew why the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you, but I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot. Just you wait.
Then I look forward to see... Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
Thanks for letting me do this, Clive. I'll pay you back, I promise.
I think I'll wait till mid's away to take a tour of her dungeon.
How goes the hunt?
Largely insert. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers. If only we knew for certain.
Well, if anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you.
What?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in...
You have nothing to worry about on that front.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
For your trouble.
It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron? Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here! The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmeks empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmex will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmex to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
The Littlands have been up to their old tricks.
It's just one thing after another around here.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the...
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dhalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. Or would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waluders who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something. The men seemed almost as if they believed or were
You have a keen... And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to... It may well have gone cold by now. But as they say in the...
Allow me. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here.
I'd be glad of the come. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned.
Very well, but be quick about it.
And how may I assist you today? We met under curious circumstances. Naturally. Still. Lord Byron Rossfield. I heard tell. Why? Allow me to educate you. One must understand one's place in the world. Yes, perhaps a little revision might not go amiss. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her royal navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift, and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. Or would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it. Thus ends today's lesson.
Mid's finished outfitting. A little workshop, I hear.
With a little help. Otto, Kupka's at Drake's...
You're not going in there?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy... I won't risk any more than I have.
The Lanza and the Fang are all Kupka's put. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her...
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's. And only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to...
Thanks.
So, what about your uncle?
Don't look so worried.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on it.
What's wrong, Gav?
It's this gold your uncle gave.
My uncle isn't easily refused.
But 2,000 talents.
It's the price of a quayside mansion in the Crystalline Dominion. He sold one to fund our endeavor. He was hoping to part with it anyway. What with... And, luckily for him, a Sambraquan noble was willing to pay over the odds for a foothold in the Holy Emperor.
But, I mean, is it...
It's...
Fuck me.
Well, now that we got a few... Do you think it'd be all right if I splashed out on a few bottles?
Here, Leaves, if he's filling his cellar, I'm filling our larder. Starting with a barrel of the best salt...
I'll leave you to decide how... All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart.
We shall. I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands.
Wakened winds!
When you were just a boy, you and I rode this way, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
You let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Waken, win! Farewell. Stay down. See a thing.
Come, Clive! Let us turn back before we lose our way! It's over. Get up. Yeah.
do you think those soldiers were in the inn?
Friends of friends, I wager.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehair. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal?
Would you rather be my squire?
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead's skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Kupka, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
Thank you!
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
So far from home.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive?
What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the... It would seem Lord Kupka is...
We have to get through there.
Not by force.
By guile, then.
Rosina Dalla, but how will we find her?
And that she was working with Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means. The wealthiest and most... I'll wager this Rosina Dalla.
That would certainly help to narrow the search.
And that's exactly...
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime soon.
Well, it's not that we've got a reason to. Why would this emerge?
Anything I can interest you in? An excellent choice. My thanks.